still with a lot of money and I have lived a good life. What I cannot understand is what is happening to my country now, when people are earning millions of dollars and telling my Singaporeans they must live on $1,700 a month. I think that is disgraceful. As I said, we live in a beautiful and blessed country. Let us not allow the worst values of dishonesty, bullying, and hypocrisy prevalent in our society to creep into our lives and take over so completely that we feel helpless and hopeless and become a nation of unhappy people. We need a president for the important duties of advising the cabinet on Singapore reserves, on investigation of corrupt practices, and on key appointments in the cabinet. These are matters that directly affect the health and integrity of Singapore's political, economic, and social state. More than anything, we need a president with a moral conscience, one who loves Singapore and Singaporeans, and is independent of politics and political agendas. We need a head of state who is willing to dedicate his time in giving steady advice to the cabinet, stepping in when it is clear that government policies are against the long-term interests of Singaporeans, especially for those who are falling through the cracks every day, the poor, the divorced, the old, the disabled, etc. And I'm sure you all know somebody like that in your lives. Most importantly, thank you. Most importantly, this president needs to be able to make the right appointments into cabinet, because it is the ministers who ultimately govern Singapore. This is why we need a president with a moral conscience, so he appoints talented and intelligent individuals, but most importantly, men and women with a moral conscience into cabinet. Not just a team A, not just scholars, but people with a head and, more importantly, a heart and a conscience that God has put into their brain. I have listened endlessly. I never watch television. I never turn on the computer and all that because I can't be bothered. But because I came back from Australia 10 years ago, my best friend's husband had a heart attack. So whoever is up there changed the future of my life. I came back to Singapore on a plane. I read about the crunchy countryside and I became a farmer. That's why I have spent so much time nowadays. My plants are all dying. I have listened to the whole argument about the Constitution. But the Constitution can always be redrafted so that it is helpful to the people of the country, especially those who cannot help themselves because they are not rich or powerful or well connected. So the Constitution must be written to protect all of you standing here, and especially all of you who live in the HDB flat. Because if you're all rich and famous like me, you don't have to worry about the government.